So going into YCS Atlanta, I ended up taking the whole week off, and I don't know if that was a good decision or a bad decision for multiple reasons. But I had fun. It was a great week. I'm gonna talk about kind of how the week kind of went down in the D, and that's like theme song of the weekend, said by Flea, was Summer 16 by Drake, and that song hit hard, and I thought it was kind of cool. And so yeah, we jammed that all weekend long. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into this kind of like a YCS Atlanta report. A lot of people came up to me and throughout the whole event, came up to Blair, came up to a whole bunch of us, and that's honestly one of the coolest things in the world to me, is having somebody that, you know, watches us and comes up and tells us, you know, what a great job we're doing, you know, keep up the great work. Greatest thing ever. I'm very sorry. Off the top of my head, it's 6 a.m. Sunday night. Just got back. I can't remember anybody's names. It'll come to me like in 2 or 3 days. But this one guy came up to me, and he told me he watches all of our videos, and if it wasn't for the, you know, Road to YCS Atlanta videos, he said that he wouldn't have, you know, taken this event very seriously, and he wouldn't have done as well as he did. He actually made day 2, ended up coming in 48th place, got, I believe, X2-1, which is pretty insane for somebody to tell me that some content that we brought him, you know, helped him achieve something that you know, his first YCS, he came in, you know, top 48, and it's mind-boggling to me that something that we did kind of helped somebody else out, and it shows that, you know, myself and Blair are, you know, taking the right steps forward to helping, you know, players realize the potential they actually have. It's really cool. So starting off, Tuesday went to Super Games. Everybody play tested. I didn't play test all too much Tuesday because I did record videos. If you guys don't know, YouTube comes before, you know, play testing everything. I constantly work on the channel. I come up with different ideas. I have a lot more in store for everybody in the future as well. It's going to be pretty cool for you guys to see. Wednesday, Peter came back, stayed with me for Wednesday. Thursday, we woke up. I've got a brand new camera lens. I'm gonna show it to you guys. This is for what I'm planning on doing, is a little documentary, which is gonna be kind of cool. That it's gonna come out later. I have to get all the guys to do videos and stuff. It's gonna be really cool. But I got a new. It's a 50mm lens. It's not even a zoom lens. It's got the most crystal clear quality I've ever seen, and it works wonders. So I'm kind of glad that I ended up picking this up. It took some great pictures this weekend when the judges weren't watching me take pictures. So that was pretty fun. So Thursday I went to Demaria's house. Long story short, I got a hotel for us, and then the people that were gonna stay with us decided they'd get their own room instead. So I had to cancel that book. We had one of the biggest suites that was going to be at the embassy right down the street from the actual convention center, and that was going to be pretty awesome. I you know, saw the room and saw everything, and they canceled on us, so I wasn't gonna, you know, go out of my way to actually do anything in regards to like getting more people in there. So I decided not to do that. I canceled it real quick. I'm trying to see, like, okay, it's just my glasses. I thought like my lens broke. That was not gonna be cool. Friday we headed to pre-registration, and right off the gate, pretty cool. I had a lot of people come to me. I hadn't seen them in a while. It was really cool to see a lot of my friends. The first person I actually ended up seeing, if I recall correctly, was Dark World Mofo. A lot of people don't actually know who that is. But Marshall's a long-time friend of mine. I've talked to him on the internet a lot, and we share a lot of the same interests, and I actually got to meet him for the first time in real life, and that was really cool. So shout out to you, Marshall. Check out Dark World Mofo's channel as well. Just seeing everybody. I think probably the highlight of my entire weekend was actually getting to meet Jobber, Jesse Jobber. If you guys don't know who that is, you're living under a rock. And Jesse is a funny individual, to say the least. I was very happy to see Jesse. After talking with him online for a while, it was pretty cool to actually finally get to meet him, get to meet his team, most of them at least. and we had a blast when we actually got to chill for a little bit. Robbie Cole, shout outs to Robbie. I got to see him. I got to see my entire team. I don't get to see my team very often as well. I'll get to see Desmond every other Tuesday when I actually get to go to Super Games. I'll get to see Ben when he decides he wants to show up to Super Games, and obviously I see Blair all the time, and I see Peter every other Tuesday. It's those certain people, but Cody, when he's still home in Alabama, I don't get to see him that much. Chris is back in Massachusetts, so it's kind of like a distant thing with us. But I don't see Noah that much because he's still in school, and yeah. But overall, the team did pretty well. I'm gonna go get into the team in a minute. I will go ahead and get into my tournament experience pretty much. So going into the actual events, myself, Peter, and Blair had constructed a list that we were going to play. It's obviously Pepe, but we thought we had a pretty cool little variant going on, and everybody kind of strayed away from it at the last minute. Like every single tournament, we always do that. Which I don't know why we do it, but we end up doing it, and it just sometimes seems to work for some of us. Like Blair, when he won Orlando, he was playing one build. Cody messaged us, said, play this build, you will do well, and hell, Blair even ended up winning the event. So we went into this tournament wanting to play like a Donkey Turbo deck, and then after that we changed like 4 or 5 different times in like 24-hour time span. And so Blair ended up wanting to play 4 hand traps instead of 6 that we originally had planned on, and I decided to play 2 of each hand trap, Ghost Ogre, Valor, and Max C. Peter literally went down last second when he was doing his deck list, and Blair ended up doing the same thing. I believe they played something very similar. I ended up playing a little bit different build, but Blair ended up everybody ended up day 2ing except myself, which in our car, which was kind of disappointing, but is whatever. Demaria ended up going X2-1, coming like 44th place. Blair ended up playing Tyree, who ended up top 32ing. So it tells you what Blair did. Blair lost in the 10th round to Tyree, which is just like an incredible board. Peter lost in the 10th round as well. So and Cody also lost in the 10th round as well. So shit happens, guys. So my tournament experience, round 1, I ended up playing against. I just totally whipped. I don't even remember. I won round 1. Round 1, I believe, was the mirror match, if I'm not mistaken. It was. I just totally whiffed again. But the mirror match, it was actually Jay Freeze, if anybody ever knows him. He actually ends up coming to stay with the Leverets every once in a while, and he had to play in round 1. I've known him from coming to Super Games every once in a while. So shout out to Jay. I ended up winning that 2-0. Then moving on to round 2, I ended up playing a Mermail deck, and I was actually really scared to play Mermails. Game 1, he Ghost Ogres my field, and he Ghost Ogres my monkey board, and I couldn't kind of gain advantage off of that one thing. I wouldn't really, I had a Luster Skull Crobat play, and I had a monkey board in my hand, so I ended up going monkey board first to see if he had the Ghost Ogre, and he did. So it ended up like I ended up making a pretty big board. He broke it, but I ended up playing right out of it and won that game 1. And then game 2, he let me go first, and I deck debuted him for a lot of cards. So I decked him for all his little monsters and ended up winning the game because of it. Round 3 was Desk Bots, if I'm not mistaken. That deck is pretty scary too. If it goes second, it opens up like Dark Hole monsters. It's ridiculous. Game 1, he made a pretty big board. I maxed off of his card that special summons from the deck, and then he machine do. So he gave me like 3 cards off of his special summoning, and he set a scale past his turn, or he played a scale past his turn. I did a play, a wavering, I removed one of his cards, and I just ended up winning. And then game 2, I ended up I ended up deck deving him for his entire hand. Well, his hand was Regeki, Vanity, Warning, triple monster. So I had him 3 monsters. I had a board. He Regekis, sets Vanities, and Solomon past his turn. And I had Twin Twister. Twin Twister his back row and just nutted on him. So I kind of bricked, but kind of didn't. And so I just summoned monster, kept on attacking him and stuff. And ended up winning that game pretty easily. Round 4, I believe, was the mirror, if I'm not mistaken. I played another mirror. I won the mirror 2-0. I really vaguely remember this. Round 5, round 5. Yeah, round 5 was I played against a Monarch player, and this was my tie. I ended up winning game 1 with within 35 minutes, and then we started to go into time, and he ended up ripping he had BLS Dark Arm Dragon actually, and he just gained advantage and won in time, so we ended up tying that. Cool dude. He actually watched the channel. Shout out to you if you're watching this as well. Round 6, I want to say I won. I don't even remember the matchup. I ended up losing my round 7 and 8 matches actually, so I ended up dropping right before round 9 because everybody was telling me, why are you gonna drop if you're gonna day 2? Well, what's the point of playing day 2 if you can't actually top the tournament? So that was kind of my conclusion on that. So round 7 or 8, 7, I ended up playing a Pepe mirror match. The guy came in 2 minutes late, took his damn time to do everything, and he played really slow, but he had everything. And when I mean everything, I mean everything. And so I didn't get to play that match. It's pretty much like he opened Exodia twice, pretty much. Like I didn't get to play at all. In the last round, I played a mirror match. I don't really remember who it was. We had 3 really good games. He ended up winning game 1. I lost the Dyro, ended up winning game 1. A well-timed Max C on one of his plays really solidified the game for me. He was forced to stop, and I ended up winning with I went into the double Ignister Magister Dinoster play and just ended up OTKing on through that. Game 2, he deck devied me. I had nothing to do. Like, you can't do anything about that. I didn't open up Veiler, so it didn't matter. And then the final round, he made a board, I made a board, but he ended up ghost urging one of my Ptolemaeus. I had a really strong board I was going to make, and he ended up ghost urging my Ptolemaeus, leaving me with a Nightmare and a Scale. Like, I couldn't clear both scales. So no, he had Veiler and Ghost Ogre. So what I eventually did was try to make a board. I ended up with I was gonna go Nightmare Infinity and set Wavering and Pass, and I was gonna end up winning the game. And that's not how that worked. Shit. So he ended up outing that board. He Ghost Ogred the Ptolemaeus. I only had Nightmare. He summoned Joker to what did he do? He did some BS to where he got over my my Nightmare. He had Chalice. That's exactly what it was. He chaliced me and ended up winning the game from there. So it is what it is. And I ended up not playing my round 9. I didn't really feel like playing after I lost to that. So X2-1 after round 8 was what happened. So I tested a lot. It was a fun event nevertheless because of, just the people I met. That was kind of like the coolest experience ever. Had people come to me. I signed a couple shirts. I signed a couple mats. I took a lot of pictures. And if you guys haven't already, I worked hard on these as well. Shout out to Shark and Sector 6, actually. It's going to be a fun ride with you guys very soon. But we actually ended up getting new jerseys for 2016 season. So if you guys see any of these jerseys, you know they're one of my players. This is what they are right here. It is the Guyz official 2016 jersey. These are pretty cool. Not many people actually know anything about this. I kind of adopted this from the esports scene, and as you guys see, I have my name on the back of mine. And you saw Blair, Peter, Chris, and everybody else wearing these as well. I'm very proud of what we accomplished with those jerseys and just publicity in general, because seeing the smiles on people's faces. We had people want to come up and say hi and didn't, but I made it my duty to go over there and say hey to you guys as well, since I knew something like that was going to happen. I kind of made it my initiative, hey, they need to talk to somebody. They want to talk. I'm not going to sit there and see them be scared. I'm going to approach you and see how you're doing and everything. But overall, the weekend was wonderful. I really have no complaints about any of it. Congrats. I want a few shout outs, to be honest with you. Shout out to Jobber, shout out to Robbie Cole, shout out to Yuri, actually, for making top 4. What a crazy person. shout out to Frazier for getting 3rd place. I thought you were going to win it since, you know, you were the only black guy in top 4. Nevertheless, you know, prize card is a prize card. Congratulations. Shout out to Tommy Rowe. Shout out to Jose, who actually winning the tournament. He's a really cool dude. I don't know, shout out to everybody. I don't even know what else to say. I'm exhausted. But yeah, this video will probably go up Wednesday. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me, guys. If you guys ended up, you know, going to Atlanta, not saying hey, shame on you. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, guys. I'm Kyle, or AKA Swoopy with Car Guys. See you later. Peace.